Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where a police officer on a power trip illegally detained an innocent man and got caught red-handed right on the spot. On October 7, 2023, Officer DeBoard with the Denman Springs Police Department was out on patrol duty when he observed a vehicle making erratic movements ahead of him on the road. As per protocol, Officer DeBoard pursued the vehicle with license siren switched on, signaling to initiate a traffic stop. The driver, identified as Mr. Toulouse, complied immediately, stopping his vehicle and remaining in place while Officer DeBoard awaited the arrival of an additional police unit before making contact with him. The incident was recorded by the body-worn camera of Officer DeBoard.
Hey, sir, you do me a favor, step to the front of my uniform?
Tell me what you pulled me over for? What do you want? What do you want?
Do me a favor, stand in front of my unit, please.
I can stand where I want. You can tell me what you pulled me over for.
Okay, so for my safety, I want you to stay in front of my unit.
And for auditor safety, I would like for you to tell me why you stopped me. Who are you?
I will in just a second. Hey, man, stand in front of my unit.
I could stand where I want, dude.
As we see right away, the officer attempts to assert dominance in a rather aggressive manner, unnecessarily escalating the situation. Also, he gives a bunch of unlawful orders to the driver, telling him to stand wherever he's told to stand, which is just 2 feet from where he is currently standing. Additionally, the framework established in People v. DeBoer outlines a graduated scale for police-civilian interactions, necessitating increasing levels of cause for more intrusive encounters. Simple failure to comply with the positional directive from an officer, without any other justifying factors, does not justify the threshold for a penalty or escalation.
Not on my traffic stop.
Not on my traffic stop. What do you want? What did you pull me over
Do me a favor, you can put the cell phone
No,
down.
I can hold my cell phone.
When it interferes with a...
It's not interfering. Recording.
It is.
Turner versus driver says it is not interfering. Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi, as Turner versus driver, have every right to film y'all.
Just within the initial exchange of words between the officer and the driver, we can observe how tyrannical the officer truly is. The officer ordered Mr. Toulouse to put his phone down, implying that he could not record. Judging by this, it is important to note that this is a blatant attempt to violate Mr. Toulouse's First Amendment rights, which grant him the right to record the police. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. It is also important to note that the case law mentioned by Mr. Toulouse, the landmark case of Turner v. Driver, established the constitutional right of individuals to record law enforcement officers. This decision, handed down by the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in 2017, affirmed that such an act is protected under the First Amendment, providing citizens with the assurance that they can legally document police activity.
What did you pull me over for?
So the reason why I stopped, I noticed you were veering back and forth.
Oh, don't give me that. It's all on dash cam.
So do you want
Don't
me to
give me that
finish?
shit, it's
Do
all
you
on
want
dash
me to
cam.
tell you, or are you going to let me explain, or are you going to keep bumping your gun?
I'm going to keep bumping my guns because I have every right
Got
to
your
talk.
ID on you?
What do I need to get my ID for? What law did I break? What law did I break?
Improper lane use.
Improper lanes, I was in my lane. I got dash cam to prove it. I never broke line either side.
You don't have to break line.
At this point, the officer has falsely accused Mr. Toulouse of improper lane usage, something that can apparently be proven by the vehicle's dashcam footage. But what's worse is that the officer claimed that swerving within one's lane can result in a citation for improper lane usage, even if the vehicle does not cross lane lines. This is not aligned with the Louisiana State Legislature in Section 79, which mandates that whenever any roadway has been divided into 2 or more clearly marked lanes for traffic, the following rules, in addition to all others consistent herewith, shall apply. A vehicle must be operated as close as possible to entirely within a single lane and should not be moved from this lane unless the driver has confirmed that the lane change can be executed safely. According to these regulations, merely swerving within a single lane does not meet the criteria for improper lane usage, thus rendering the traffic stop in question completely unlawful. In other words, this means that Mr. Toulouse is not legally detained. By extension, he is not obligated to show any form of identification. Bear this in mind as we continue watching the body cam footage.
What do you mean I had to break line? I didn't.
Statute says veering back and forth is improper
Veering
lane
back.
use.
I was not veering back and forth.
This ain't the courtroom. May I see your driver's license, please?
This is not the courtroom.
Nope.
This
May I
is not
see
the
your driver's
courtroom.
license, please?
So you're pulling me over saying that what? I'm
May I
drunk?
see your driver's license?
You're saying
please,
that
sir?
I'm drunk?
I'm not. Are you having a medical episode? Are you distracted? Are you tired? Have you been driving for a long time?
I don't answer questions. How about that?
Take a look at your driver's license, please.
Okay. Who are you, Denman Springs? Who are you, Dennis Springs? What's your name and badge number?
I told you my name is Officer DeBoard, Dennis Springs Police Department.
Okay, and you're going to be one of the slow ones that just messed up. Now, what else do you want?
415-527.
This is harassment. Y'all are harassing me because of who I am.
I don't know who you are.
Well, I'm telling you, I am your worst nightmare at this point. What?
I'm going to tell you something.
I don't care what you got to say.
If you say that again, I'm going to take that as a threat.
It's called freedom of speech.
You
better learn the law.
I will take that as a threat and act accordingly.
How is it threat?
As seen in the footage, Mr. Toulouse complied with the officer's unlawful demand for ID. According to the Louisiana State Legislature, Article 215.1, it stated that a law enforcement officer may stop a person in a public place whom he reasonably suspects is committing, has committed, or is about to commit an offense and may demand of him his name, address, and an explanation of his actions. But in this case, there's absolutely no reasonable suspicion of a crime. Demanding ID was unconstitutional. On top of this, the officer attempted to intimidate the driver by ordering him not to throw accusations, and failure to do so would be considered a threat. This is again the officer's attempt to violate Mr. Toulouse's First Amendment right, which grants him the right of free speech. As a matter of fact, in the case of City of Houston v. Hill, the United States Supreme Court affirmed that police officers cannot take legal action based solely on words, as the First Amendment safeguards substantial expression of critique and challenge directed towards law enforcement. The ruling, made in 1987, struck down a Houston ordinance prohibiting verbal interruptions of police officers, underscoring the constitutional protection of free speech, even when it involves the police.
I'm telling you. 2629
Look at this.
Louisiana, 128.
Oh man, you're gonna let this fool fucking do this stupid this Sanjay? Really? You know I don't do nothing wrong. I don't break laws.
You know, I was just gonna let you off with a warning, but I'm gonna write you a ticket.
For what?
Improper lane usage.
I didn't change lanes.
Veering back and forth.
I did not break line.
You're gonna get
Write me a ticket. Write me the ticket. Go ahead. Go write me the ticket. Go on.
Stand right there. Actually got any weapons on you? Turn around, face
I don't
my
answer questions. And this is going to be an illegal search.
Turn around, face my unit.
Really?
Place your hands on top of your head and interlace your fingers.
I am recording you. Oh, okay. You see this, people? You see this, people? You see this, people?
Now, spread your feet. Now it's an officer safety thing. You need to learn the law. So right now, I'm going to be quiet. Shut your mouth.
Oh, you're messing up.
Oh, I'm going to show you. So I can conduct a lawful pat frisk for weapons for officer safety.
It's called Terry versus
And
Ohio.
I gave you 3 lawful commands and you sat there. You got 1 time. Yep, and you just messed up. A knife, interesting weapon.
I don't have to answer your questions.
I'm not asking you no questions.
You asked me about
You got the right to remain silent. Use it. Be quiet.
I don't have to answer.
Then use it. You threatening me again?
You're gonna get a written.
They got it written up. You don't even know.
You're gonna get written up. You're gonna get a complaint form.
Good.
It's gonna go on your jacket.
Come on with it.
It's gonna get I got it too.
Yep. Put the phone down, man. You don't have to.
Oh, I don't have to?
No, you don't. Statute doesn't state that.
What does the statute state for?
Put the phone down.
Well, you're writing my ticket for, I guess, driving straight. Don't retaliate.
So is this one of the auditors?
Yeah. I know law better than you.
Up to you, you want to write the ticket.
Have y'all dealt with him before?
I dealt a couple times, seen him. But I don't really, he don't really cause too many problems. Him and Payne get into it a lot. They really don't like Walker PD that much.
Well,
It's up to you if you want to take
Well, so I dealt with the cell phone thing when it interferes with investigation.
it. Just in general, he's still allowed to record. Can't tell him no.
Well, but within a certain distance of a law enforcement
They
officer
haven't
conducting.
approved that yet. They're trying to get that approved. I don't think it's in Louisiana. It's in a different couple states. I think Florida approved it first. But
Yeah, approved here when I dealt with it.
Well, I have to double check. I don't know. To be honest with you.
I'm gonna do that right now.
The sergeant Payne particular this one. Sergeant Payne makes
Dispatch 415, have
don't
more.
forget it's all on gas.
Two.
All on gas. You're about to look stupid. You're about to look stupid.
Be quiet.
No, they don't.
If you step
Devo.
any closer to me,
What's your inspection?
stand right over there. If you step one more foot closer to my unit, I'm gonna take it as a threat and I'm gonna act accordingly.
You haven't even moved.
Devo.
Northeast
Don't let it back.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Don't let it back.
I'm still waiting for a response back.
At this stage, we observe that the assisting officer has told Officer DeBoer to proceed with caution, and certainly prior to issuing a citation. Given the potential consequences of such an action, a lawsuit in other words. This exchange has exposed the fact that Officer DeBoer simply does not know the legal statutes, making us question our reliability on law enforcement. It's so bad that Officer DeBoer was repeatedly quoting laws that weren't even passed. A closer look reveals that he retreats to his patrol car to search for the statute online, but is unable to find any information that supports his position. What was told to him by his fellow officer, and what he found online, was that Governor John Bell Edwards vetoed a bill that would have made it a law to criminalize approaching police, saying it would have had a chilling effect on First Amendment rights. The proposed law would have made it a crime to approach a police officer within 25 feet while the officer is carrying out their duties in public. The author of the bill said it was to keep officers safe. What's more is that the ACLU of Louisiana, which previously asked the governor to veto the bill, celebrated Edwards' decision, saying, "It's no secret that in recent years, bystander accounts and video footage have been the most powerful evidence of widespread police misconduct. Observations of law enforcement are invaluable in promoting police accountability."
I'll make this really slow. Dispatch 415, we got it back. It's negative.
Well, I don't know who's driving. Remember, I'll just say hey to y'all. Honest to God, no. They God strike me down right now. I don't know which I'll drive. I'm just a backup officer, but
I wasn't gonna write him a ticket.
Officer DeBoer has repeatedly stated that his initial intention was not to issue Mr. Toulouse a citation, and he has also clarified that he did not suspect Mr. Toulouse of driving under the influence. Given that suspicion of intoxication is a common justification for initiating a traffic stop, Officer DeBoer's remarks could be interpreted as an attempt to shift responsibility onto the driver rather than accepting potential allegations of misconduct. It is important to consider that traffic stops are governed by various laws and statutes, such as the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures, as it states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." This implies that a traffic stop must be based on at least reasonable suspicion that a law has been violated. If Officer DeBoer lacked reasonable suspicion, and if driving under the influence was not a factor, the stop's legality might be questionable, which could implicate Title 42, Section 1983 of the U.S. Code. This statute allows citizens to sue for civil rights violations, including those involving police misconduct.
Be unlawful for a person who's either principal or accessory crime detained. Let's see.
Also, people knew for sure that he was there. Not trying to dump questions.
So, I noticed
because this is how that walk
noticed,
got in trouble. But they do have dash cams.
well, I know. So I noticed he veered to the center lane of travel right before he crossed over the intersection. But after that, he didn't veer. See, I dealt with this in Point Capite, and when when all that's going on, when it interferes with a law enforcement investigation, take the phone, turn it off.
I'm just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, I know.
Go fight this on the court.
I know.
So.
Not like I ain't been written up or tried to been sued before. It's been doing this 12 years, man. Not the first time that it's happened. Whenever buying a more clearly lane track, in addition
But
to
all that tweak on is dial it back, don't feed it to it. That's what he wants. That's what the view's gonna get. That's what the camera wants.
I just don't want him to keep walking towards my unit, because for me that's an officer safety thing, and I can articulate that all day in court, and he won't beat that.
In the exchange between the officers, it becomes evident that Officer DeBoard is exhibiting unethical behavior by indicating he might use the pretext of officer safety to justify any subsequent actions he takes against the driver, exploiting the gray area within the law to shield those actions from legal scrutiny. The conversation also shows the other officer's efforts to reason with Officer DeBoard and de-escalate his approach, as this officer seems to agree that the basis of the stop lacks legitimacy. In simple words, we've just witnessed an officer trying to find a good reason to unlawfully carry on with an illegal detainment.
The move in such lane shall driver first ascertain such move may be safe. Well, if I don't write him a ticket, then if I don't write him a ticket.
No, it's up to you. You got officer suppression all day, every day. But he is going to talk more shit. It's either way it's going to go. You just have to not let it get to you. Ignore it.
My main concern is officer safety right now.
I feel you on that. But
well, I didn't have to tell him 3 times.
it's up to you if you want to write them. But it is what it is.
How am I going to deal with any backlash if I don't?
Off the discretion is what it is.
Oh, so here's the thing. So I don't have a dash cam. And now, is it going to show him veering? Probably not. The way his dash cam is positioned, because I see it right here, it's not going to show him veering. It's not going to show.
As heard through the body cam audio, Officer DeBoard quite literally admits that there's absolutely no proof that Mr. Toulouse swerved lanes. Isn't this something he should have considered beforehand? And either way, he knows all too well that this citation will get thrown right out when taken to court. His patrol car has no dash cam, and he somehow blames the positioning of Mr. Toulouse's dash cam, claiming that it's the reason why it definitely didn't capture the swerving either, which makes no sense. It's clear as day that Officer DeBoard has landed himself in a situation he can't escape.
Yeah. It's up to you if you want to write them. If not, it is what it is. At the end of the day, we got also discretion. You want to decide it ain't worth the headache. Or if you want to just hit him with the ticket, you've seen him veering, your word against us, we're going to go to court. Either way, this is going all over YouTube, so. I'm just trying to make you dial back the don't feed into it. And I'm not trying to keep trying. I don't want to correct you on his camera because then it's going to feed into his trolls.
I know. All right, well.
Everything's code for it and all that.
No, I'm not sure what there it is. Just be safe.
Sergeant Kane probably put it to it. I would imagine Sergeant Kane probably put it to it.
Don't get your knife till you pull off. I'm going to cut you a break tonight. Okay?
Give me a break
I'm
tonight.
going to cut you a break.
Oh.
Can I give your driver's license back?
You have a license?
Hold on. Miss, how you pronounce your last name?
I don't answer questions.
How you pronounce your last
I don't
name?
answer
Man?
questions.
Tulos?
It's Greek. I'll give you that much.
Well, I just want to be respectful. Tulos?
Respectful, you pulled me over for no reason just now.
I don't pull people over for no reason. So, next time we have this conversation, there'll be some paper.
Next time we have this conversation.
You're free to go.
So the traffic stop over. Am I free to go, officer?
You're free to go.
I'm free to go.
Following this distressing and unwarranted encounter, Mr. Toulouse proceeded to lodge a formal complaint against both officers. He held the conviction that it was the responsibility of the accompanying officer to intervene and prevent any unlawful actions by the first officer and to report such misconduct. Mr. Toulouse's claims align with the principles outlined in the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics, which underscores the duty of law enforcement personnel to act against and report the illegal and unethical conduct of their peers. As of the date of this recording, it's unclear whether the complaint resulted in favor of Mr. Toulouse. Be sure to check out our previous video, where we covered another outrageous police encounter